Dream's fandom needs no introduction. Whenever somebody calls a fandom bad and then says it could be worse, they're always referring to the Dream fandom. And Dream's fandom just loves to ship real people. However, they would never go so far as to make a whole webtoon based off their disgusting fantasy, right? Oh, that's where you'd be wrong. Now before I begin with this video, new gameplay! Yeah! Woo! Anyways, in my last video, I briefly mentioned the Dream webtoons, but when I saw those, I had to put a bookmark on it. It was just perfect content. Now, out of the batch of Dream webtoons, I decided to pick only one, Oh Dream. And I'm only doing one of them because 1, it's the first one I saw, and 2, I will probably die if I try to read the rest of them. Anyways, I think we all know what the deal is with this webtoon. Gay romance, but with real people. It's pretty short though, with only 9 episodes, so I think I'll just read the whole thing. But before I begin with this video, you know the drill. Anyways, without wasting any more time, let's get right into this webtoon. Episode 1 starts with Dream talking about why he wears a mask. We're then shown that everyone looks at him weirdly. I think we're meant to sympathize with him and dislike everyone else for judging him, but just remember, Dream is going to school every day dressed like this. Just be glad everyone isn't running away from you in fear, Dream. Anyways, out of nowhere, George greets Dream. Dream replies awkwardly, clearly having a crush on George. Now this is cute and all, until you realize these are all real-life people. For all we know, Dream could be married with 5 kids. However, if his fans were to find that out, they would probably hunt down each member. George invites Dream to the library, with him and Carl. Oh, Carl. Poor Carl. You can never catch a break. You could have lived the good life being one of Mr. Beast's friends. But then, you joined the Dream SMP, and now you're being shipped with Sapnap. I honestly wonder if Carl has any regrets about joining the Dream SMP. Anyways, the episode ends with Dream crushing on George. Now, it may seem like Dream will get his way with George, but you have to remember he'll have to fight about 3 million fangirls before he even gets close to George. Episode 2 begins with the gang in history class. They're talking about something called the El Manberg War, and me being a history buff, I decided to check out what this war was all about. Imagine my disappointment when I found out it was Dream SMP lore. I could handle ruining a generation of kids and making good creators go bad, but I draw the line at ruining history. Anyways, Dream starts crushing on George again, and Sapnap notices. Sapnap begins pestering Dream about liking George, and Dream eventually admits it to him. It's then revealed to us that Filza is the teacher. Now, I'm not sure if Filza is the wisest according to Dream SMP lore, so if any of you guys know, just tell me in the comments. Wait a second, what's a Dream Stan doing in my comment section? Episode 3 starts with Dream thinking about going to a music and arts festival. He wonders if he should invite George when all of a sudden he gets called over by Carl and Quackity. They tell Dream they're gonna help him confess to George. Dream decides he's gonna take their help, and while Carl is trying to help, Quackity makes him anxious about the whole thing. Now, I don't know how these guys interact on the Dream SMP, but this doesn't seem all too accurate. Carl in Mr. Beast videos tends to be a menace to his friends. Quackity, back in his heyday, would have definitely acted like this, and possibly worse. However, from what I can tell, he's a little baby boy these days. Episode 4 starts with Dream getting ready to confess to George. Dream states that he's a bit nervous and... Wait. Quackity tells Dream to man up and go for it. Eventually, Dream meets up with George and goes in for the kill. However, due to being a cliche romance protagonist, he chickens out, and instead of really asking him out, he just invites him to the festival. George, however, is wise to Dream asking him out, and he points it out. And then the episode ends. I'd like to think that after this, George tells Dream he's straight, and then, I don't know, he blows him up or something. Episode 5 begins right after Episode 4, with George trying to confirm whether or not it's a date. Dream keeps on insisting that it's not a date and they're just hanging out. George then decides he wants to spice things up and makes a bet. If Dream passes an exam, he'll go with Dream. However, if Dream doesn't pass, he has to take off his mask. I can already imagine George's horror when he finds out that Dream is a Lovecraftian monster. Episode 6 sees George discussing with Carl about Dream asking him out. George wonders why Dream would ask him out, to which Carl replied that maybe Dream likes him. Sapnap then comes into the room and... oh. Anyways, the episode ends with George flustered, wondering if Dream likes him. You know what? I think I'm gonna intervene. Yo, George, Dream does not like you. You're overthinking this, and in 5 seconds you'll be teleported to Russia.
Wait, what?
In episode 7, we see Dream arriving home, greeting his mother. I'm naturally assuming she's supposed to be a Dream SMP member, but I've got no clue who she is. Dream then greets his brother, another person who I don't recognize. He calls him Foosh, and I looked it up to see if I could find anything, but all I could find was this art. Anyways, he asks Dream who he's crushing on, and Dream tells him it's George. He then tells him about the bet that he's made, and Foosh is shocked to his core. I'm gonna assume he's shocked because Dream taking off his mask could mean the end of existence itself. Episode 8 sees Dream meeting up with George. They talk about the bet and blah blah blah, they act cute to each other. Nothing eventful actually happens during this chapter, it's basically the filler episode of this series. Whatever. Next episode. Episode 9 starts with Carl managing a play or something. An actor quits on him, and it seems he's got a huge problem in his hands. I'm not entirely sure who this guy's supposed to be, but he tells Carl they didn't need him. Carl seems to be worried, and please don't tell me that's who I think it is. Ranboo comes in and the episode ends. Anyways, I hope that's not supposed to be Technoblade. Putting him in a fanfiction where everyone is shipped with each other is not respecting his name. To the creator, please, please be better. This is not how you respect Technoblade. Alright, so... where do I start with this webtoon? If we're looking at the plot alone, it's very average, a generic love story. As for the art, it could honestly use some work. It's not bad, but not great either. 7 out of 10, I guess. And do I have to state the obvious? Don't make fan fictions about real people. It's just disrespectful to ship people like this. If you want to make a gay webtoon, fine, but replace these real people with fictional characters. Is that so hard? Anyways, I think that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you to everyone who watched this video in its entirety. If you guys like this video, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you guys have any video ideas or more webtoons for me to react to, then please leave it in the comment section below. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.